G'day Spurs fans, Paul Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. Just winding down from the heady vapours of victory still, in a game that everyone is still going on about. What went wrong for Tottenham in a game that, once we scored the first goal, Manchester United were never level with us, never ahead. We were ahead all the way and we won. And also, I'm finding this funny that they're still going on about their goalkeeper being fouled. Now, if I was a 6'4", 26-year-old goalkeeper, I'd be a little bit embarrassed about claiming that an 18-year-old young man, I won't call him a kid, young man, somehow stopped me doing my job, governor. Embarrassing. Now, Ange has done his press conference for the big clash against Liverpool today or tomorrow morning, as a good old one as usual, in fine form. And there's a couple of interesting things apart from his Life of Brian quotes. I think it was Life of Brian. Yeah, I'm a naughty little boy. He talked a bit about spending at the club, and was it worth like buying Archie Gray, or do you need an experienced player? And he set out kind of what I thought the situation was at the club, where there's a certain amount. Now you might think that's not enough that the owners are putting in. That's fair enough. That's up for debate and arguing and even protesting on the weekend, which is what some fans are going to do. But that's the way it is. We've got a certain budget. What do you do to get success? Do you buy 2 or 3 ready-to-go players, or do you buy one ready-to-go player that you're pretty sure on, Dominic Solanke, and buy the rest youth? And I think it's paying off. I think it was a wise choice in first Dominic Solanke. I think it was a great buy. And from what Ange was saying, it sounds like Johan Langer and Ange were very keen on buying him. And we saw on the weekend against Manchester United just what he can do. But he makes us better as a team. He does make us better, makes us stronger in that final third. We notice it when he's not playing. He's good to have around. But Archie Gray is just working out really well at the moment. Really well. Bright young future. And Ange said, well, do I really want to look back on my career at the age of like 70 or something like that, and think, why didn't I sign Archie Gray when I had the chance? And also when you sign ready-made players, there is always a chance, even with younger players, any player, that it doesn't work out for some mysterious reason. Football's a funny old game. You go in with the best intentions. The best of managers get it wrong from time to time, get it wrong. Ange is no exception to that. But when you spend like 60 to 80 million on a ready-made player and it doesn't work out, it doesn't just hurt you now, it hurts you for the next window or the window after. We're seeing some trouble, I think, of this emerging at Manchester United, where they've got a lot of very expensive players that haven't worked out. Fans are already starting to get on the back of Amorim. I don't know quite why. He's only been there 5 seconds, and he's just seeing what the players can do. He's going through the squad as he's right. That's what Ange did when he joined Spurs, much to the chagrin of some fans who were, moaning about the Carabao Cup last year. This year, it's a different story, though, isn't it? We're in the semi-final, and even though the likes of Jamie Carragher and Rory Jennings don't think we can win any silverware, I beg to differ. I think we're doing it our own way, and I've said this before. We've done it a different way at Spurs since, the late 1910s. 1920s with Peter McWilliam. I mean, you look at the best midfield I can recall, which was Tony Galvin, Glenn Hoddle, Ozzy Ardiles, and Ricky Villa. And yet, my brain can't figure out how that works. How does that possibly work? So I know Galvin, he's on the left. The other 3, what are they doing? How can you legislate for that in football? It's crazy. So, doing something out of the ordinary. And not sticking to just what everyone else is doing. But, if you stick to what everyone else is trying to do, if they've been doing it longer, they're going to probably be better at it. So there's no point in just... Imitation is not... It might be the best form of flattery, but it's not the best way to progress a team. Doing it your own way, sticking to your principles. That's what Ange is doing. I love the sound of that at Tottenham, and I think it's going to bode really well for the future. I'm looking forward to the game on Sunday against Liverpool. Of course, it's always going to be a squeaky one, but it's a bit of a very different games though. The Premier League game to what the League Cup semi-finals will look like. Very different games. That's over 2 legs. There's a possibility Liverpool might not be as focused on the League Cup when it comes to that time of the season. They probably will be. I don't know. I don't know if they've got a thick enough squad to deal with it all properly. But we're going to be going full pelt for it, I reckon. That and the FA Cup and the Europa League. And I think sunny days are definitely ahead of Tottenham. What else did Ange talk about in the press conference? He was talking about the style of play as well. And I think he said, even though he's kind of switched off a lot of social media, I wonder why that is, you know, he certainly seems to be aware of major talking points that are there on the internet from probably from fans mainly. I don't know if he cares what journalists are saying so much. So he does seem to be stressing, which, I mean, it's crazy he has to stress this, that, okay, yeah, he wants to entertain, but also, by the way, I do want to win. And I can imagine if that piece of paper came across my desk and they're saying some fans don't think you want to win, I'd say, are these the same dickheads that wanted me to lose a game against Manchester City? I'll throw that one straight in the bin. But, you know, he is, you know, that's just my opinion. That's what makes him probably a better human being and a better manager, because he is making it very clear, trying to get, you know, as many doubters on board as possible, because when we're a United fan base and a United club, success is so much easier. What else did he talk about in the press conference? That's about it. No one's really back from injury yet. Same old stuff. Now, another note, today is the longest day in Australia. It's the shortest day in the UK, but it also happens to be Steve Perryman, our skipper's birthday. 73 years young. Incredible that he's only 73. You know, you start saying only when you get in your 50s. You know, I know if you're like in your 20s or something like that, you know, these years seem very far away, but to me, like 70 is it's like just around the door. It's just around the corner. But he, you know, to think that guy played with not only the likes of Jimmy Greaves and Alan Gilzean at one end of his career, but Clive Allen at the other. I mean, it's bonkers. And Steve was a great captain. And it's, you know, I don't think ex-footballers owe fans anything, but Steve has taken a lot of time to talk to fans, do talks, do shows, write books, talk to me a couple of times, and it's, you know, I think it's pretty cool meeting your heroes. Because often they turn out to be normal, from the neighbourhood kind of guys, and that's what Steve is. But a man with incredibly high standards out on the pitch, and you know, the thought of him being on the pitch with Ange as manager is a bit of a fairy tale. But I lived through the real thing with Keith Birkinshaw as manager, so that ain't bad. But I think one thing Steve would be clamping down on is the likes of James Maddison copping soft yellows for just giving it all that to the ref too much. Not on. It might cost us that, but hey, it's an easy thing Maddison can fix. You know, I know I mention it and I'm quite down on him about it, but you know, the other thing I was really annoyed with him that he used to do is roll around when he got fouled or injured instead of getting on with it and taking a quick free kick. He seems to sort that out. So if he can just hold his tongue a bit when he's having a discussion with the referee, not go in hard, you know, leave that up to the captain perhaps, then I think, you know, that'll improve him tenfold as a player, and he'll be available for more games as well. Anyway, digress there, but a big happy birthday to Steve Perryman, our record appearance. Was it 860 odd appearances, 6 major honours and a few other ones there, like the Anglo-Italian Cup and whatnot. You know, a real cornerstone of Tottenham Hotspur, in the mould of Bill Nicholson, personally hired and sought out by Bill Nicholson when he was a schoolboy. And, well, just got to say, Bill Nicholson's got a very good eye, haven't you? Because he picked a definite winner in Steve. And the only thing I'm hoping is that Steve has only got one more birthday to go before his record as winning the most trophies as a Tottenham player is eclipsed, because if we win 4 this year and four next season, one more birthday, then he'll still be the record appearance holder. You can't have it all. I think that would be that. I'd like that. I don't know how Steve would feel about that. I think with most people that hold records, they're quite chuffed when someone beats them, and it's an honour to have held that record for so long. So happy birthday to Steve. Well done to Ange, and another sterling press conference. Until next time, folks, peace and love, man. Peace and love. And come on, you Spurs.